Hey, how's it going, everybody? We're playing some more League of Legends. Today we are playing Warwick in the jungle. This is our third game after Silver 1, so we're kind of doing okay. This is kind of coming off the last video about tilting, and I mentioned in that one this is the third one that I played in a row with my mid laner here, and so the first one we did really good, but the second one we tilted really badly from the Wukong, just totally crushing us. We had a moment before the game where we kind of regrouped ourselves, let go of the last game, and we're gonna come back and get a good win off of this. We're still a little bit tilted in this. In the beginning, I would say we didn't do as good as we could have done, but we did do well, and we're just gonna watch here as we come back from a debilitating loss. So as I was saying in the last game, what you can do is just kind of, it wasn't, it's difficult because it's an emotional thing, and you sometimes people are flaming at you. Like the Varus last game was kind of like tilting and just saying stupid stuff and non-helpful stuff, and so you kind of have to make objective plays without actually like thinking too hard about it, about like if you're good or not. Just make the plays without putting some kind of judgment besides if it was a good or bad play. So I was saying I was already tilted. I flashed there thinking that would work in some way. So and right here, I know this bush is warded, so it's not a very good idea to just sit here and take this blue buff, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and screw that. So take the blue buff anyways. It's who are you even against in this game? The jungler, because I felt like I needed to take that blue for some reason. I want to get a cheeky gank here. I'm starting to it's Eve, yeah. Okay, so this Eve is a lot not as good as the Eve in the last video, so we're a little bit lucky in that regard. So about that gank that I was trying to do on top, not a lot of people expect Warwick to gank that early, and it is doable because of your W passive, but you kind of want all your abilities together because it's such a compact kit. I'm trying to warn Aatrox here about Eve. He doesn't have himself warded, so I was worried about Eve getting a cheap gank there, but we see her going down towards her bot side, so we're okay there. And first blood for just a regular kill worth, and I'm gonna go ahead and push in here and get some farm. I'm feeling good about that. As far as tilting go, not too bad. I'm a little bit more comfortable with Warwick in the jungle anyways. I've played a lot of games on him, so feeling good. I'm not sure why Eve came back up, but this is really good for me right here because she wasted her charm on the scuttlebug, and she's not going to try to fight me for it without her charm. Honestly, even with her charm, I don't think she could beat me 100%. Like, I don't think that Eve could beat Warwick unless she was already super fed. He's just strong. So I'm just trying to make plays here. I'm trying not to let Eve get any type of advantage with ganks and stuff. Unless she gets really fed, I don't think Eve's going to be an issue in this game. So I'm kind of like staying around where I know she is. I've taken her blue. She's been in top, and I don't know what she got. But I know she's going bot, so I was trying to. I was pathing that way, but then I saw this opportunity in top lane. I didn't want him to take too many any plates at all. I didn't know Aatrox had TP, and it just kind of worked out that this gank is really good. So just trying to keep Mordekaiser from running away there. I'll have to talk more about the individual mechanics of Warwick as I go on, but this game really just wanted to highlight like tilt and how to get past it, how to capitalize. One thing you can do is something we didn't do is we had one tilter. Usually if it's like multiple games, I usually like to take a break, but I was pretty substantially tilting the last game, just watching Wukong like run in and jump in and obliterate you. Like if you've been kind of paying attention to what's going on bot, Vel'Koz came in and got obliterated by Lux. He backed and came back, and then got obliterated by Lux again. So he's pretty tilted at that point. And I'm just trying to this is a different game. You need to stop trying to force stuff, and that's what's happening here. Trying to force stuff on Lux. We don't have to. I think this is a winnable game from the start. Every game is winnable, and even in these kind of tilting circumstances, like we've got Aatrox that didn't get anything, Vel'Koz is doing okay, and then we've got a Thresh Draven lane that's losing, which is a little like ooh. So, but work with what you got. I believe I'm wanting to take the dragon here again. Like I said, keep advantage, keep control of the dragons here. I want to get it super useful in this game. We really need to get anything we can. Honestly, I'm baiting my Vel'Koz a little bit, but Lux didn't take the bait. I'm trying to set up to take the dragon. I'm trying to take those camps away from Eve so she doesn't stick around. There's no reason to. I don't really think, unless we can get a kill, this is a really good play. I don't know how Caitlyn didn't die here, or Caitlyn didn't kill Draven here, but really good. We got a double kill on bot. I think we need to come over here and take this. Unfortunately, Vel'Koz is getting killed in the mid lane again, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I may have been able to kill Lux by the time I got there, but that doesn't help the tilt of a mid laner. But in the perspective of the mid laner, well, let's watch this here. Warwick's such a beast. I don't think that Eve could ever kill me unless she just gets really fed or I'm low, and she also has ulti. I didn't think she had ulti there. She's very behind. I think she's like 2 levels behind me at this point, and she's several CS. But from the perspective of the mid laner, that death was probably worth it. He drew Lux away from the direction of the dragon, so that basically he traded his life for the dragon. Kind of confirmed that I could get it. I kind of got greedy there. Still kind of tilting, making plays I shouldn't have. Should have thought about that objectively. I got a kill. I got the dragon. I did not see where bot was. Lux is still pretty dangerous. I should have backed off. Shouldn't have went in there. So, but the plays we've been making are we're slowly coming out of the tilt. We're making good plays. We have an objective. We kept Eve behind. Somehow, like I said, she's 2 levels behind me. Her farm's not doing great. I believe she should have more, but I'm not a expert on that. So not doing too bad. Trying to ignore bot lane, screaming for help. As far as the tilt and the objective part of it, this is really, hold that thought, this is a really good play because we kind of shut down a lot of what Eve was trying to do here, and get a lot of pressure taken off of Aatrox. This is so good for us as a team. And this, I don't know, this may be where I kind of came back and it was like, yeah, this is definitely, lost that tilt from me. And as far as games of League of Legends, I know something I said several times is that you don't have to carry to be good at this game. Like, it's not about individual, like, you have to recognize, like, your own strength and then someone else's, and if you can recognize someone else's being much better than you, or just having much more opportunities to carry, you need to take them, because this game isn't just about, like, individual strength, and it's about team play and winning together. So I'm recognizing that we can get kills in top. I'm trying to focus that, because I don't think that Draven and Thresh should be losing just against that lane. It's a difficult lane, but so I'm not trying to invest too much resources on something that's already losing. That's something you gotta. That's a tip as a jungler. Everyone else will say that, honestly. So you have all these 3 lanes, and you have limited resources. So let's say you have X amount of resources, right? And let's say your top lane is doing well, so you kind of want to extend that and put more resources. There's not really such thing as like being too far ahead. So if we can get Aatrox really fed, it'll be super easy for him. The only danger there is if he's pushing hard like he is right now. He's opening up opportunities for the jungler to come in and get him. So, that's always good, is to focus on lanes that are winning, because lanes that are losing. So you have this base value. So you got 0 on both sides. That's anybody's ball game. Either side could win, but then your bot lane dies. So they're 2 points behind, or 2 whatever. They're behind. Now it's most likely that the other side is going to win. Just if there was no outside influence, aka you, the jungler, more likely that they'll just lose anyway. But if you go there and you spend resources there, all you're doing is bringing the value back up to 0-0. Anybody's ball game still. So it's not the greatest to extend your resources. Now, if it's close and it's something like you have a late game champion, like if you have a Kale top and she's not doing too great, it's not too bad. And honestly, even if you're around, you have the opportunity, you should take it if you can get a gank or alleviate some pressure or something like that. But in general, on a larger scale, like a macro scale, if your bot lane is losing hard, let's say they've died like 3 times before 6-7 minutes, you want to plan your next several minutes around not going there, because it's just not worth it. If you've got somebody that doesn't that can't even hold themselves up and play safe, like if they're a liability, you shouldn't expend resources trying to keep them afloat. You should just let them drown and take advantage elsewhere. So and I'm not saying that in this game anybody's losing particularly. Bot lane is doing fairly well, and mid lane is doing okay, and top is doing very well. I'm focusing on top, but I still think there are opportunities to. I haven't excluded any paths out of my jungling path here. I haven't excluded anybody out of that, because I still think they're super useful. This Mordekaiser is super annoying, and he's providing me with a ton of opportunities to gank because he's just perma pushing. But unfortunately, this is kind of what you want to look at. So I put a lot of effort into top lane, and even still, he's still got the first tower. I put a lot of effort there that could have been spent in mid lane or bot lane, and I didn't get anything of it. So that's wasted. That's very wasted opportunity. So it was a wrong decision at the end of the game, but it did work out in the end. So I'm gonna lay the Rift Herald down here. I know Eve can't stop me. Like I said, she's very weak, especially now. And I know that Caitlyn can't CC me to stop the Rift Herald. Eve just used her charm. Weak Hood Lux. I'm happy with what we have right there. We got one tower, but I'm kind of looking back in because I'm thinking Eve just left, and we do a lot of damage to this Caitlyn. So there's a flash out. I'll take that. She has to back up. I'm just wanting to get this tower right here. Like, I see that there's an opportunity to get this anyways. So I'm just kind of trying to force it just a little bit, and I do get that out. So Q out of there, flip around that minion, and we're gone. So incredibly good value. There's a good recognition of the play. I saw the opportunity to put the Rift Herald down. I put it down, we got the first tower. But then my mid laner saw the opportunity to push. He noticed that Eve was leaving. Caitlyn is not very dangerous to him. And if he can just zone her away from the Rift Herald and let it do its work, we're going to do good here. So, incredibly good value. And that whole time that we're getting 2 towers, we've got Aatrox pushing him in top lane. And I believe we got the bot side tower too. So, playing objectives, Rift Herald is a very good resource. And, you know, we've made some good plays here. This is doable. You know, I think it's fairly safe to say that we got out of the tilt here and kind of brought ourselves back from the brink. So, feeling pretty powerful. Just trying to see. Just scout out. I popped my W and I saw somebody was there, and I communicated with mid lane. There's somebody there. We need to take this guy out. Unfortunately, it was Nautilus, and he's a tanky boy, but we got him anyway. And we're doing good macro plays. So that we set that up. We took out Nautilus. We have pressure in the bot, which I think is like we noticed that they just walked off of the map there. And I'm trying to ping that, and I'm using that opportunity. I know that they're going to be trying to go down towards my bot lane. You can see somebody's TPing in right there. I'm watching them like a hawk. They just need to leave. But taking advantage of this, like, they're Thresh and Draven are just going to die. And I could either go help them and spend their resources, which I don't think I could have helped anyway. Or I can get the dragon there. And I use their mistake there to capitalize on it, on my own team's mistake. So I got the dragon. We even got another kill. We got Vel'Koz pushing in mid. We're making good plays all across the map. We just have too much pressure, and this is just a really, really good game to come back from off of the tail end of that other one, where we just couldn't do anything. So... Now, I do think that they're overstaying here, and I tried to peel for him there, just try to get him out of there, and unfortunately, Vel'Koz got caught, and this kind of frustrates me, because I flipped and feared him, and you notice that I tried to ult him, and I latched onto the Mordekaiser. If I would have hit Nautilus, I think he would have died, and unfortunately, nobody here gets out except Thresh, who does a mad life back, and just great. Now, I don't know exactly when this happened, but somehow I bought 3 components for 3 different items, instead of just finishing the one. Now, that may have been off the tilt from earlier in the game, but Tiamat I usually buy and leave it, and then I'll buy a Sheen and either turn it into a Frozen Fist or a Triforce. But I bought that, and then I went into the next item, which was, I think it's Blade of the Ruined King. I'm not sure exactly, but I went recurve bow, and then I was looking, and I couldn't buy anything, so I had to sell the recurve bow and just take that. It's unfortunate, but... Whew, so... now after this, I'm going to try to do more like live commentaries. It's a little bit more fluid if I can do them live, because honestly, I know for this one, in fact, it's been maybe a week or so since I played this game, and I'm not exactly familiar with what was going on within the next few minutes. I'm just kind of commenting on what's happening at this time. I'm not sure what Aatrox was doing over there, taking advantage of him being down there to push the top lane in. Something you can kind of take advantage of in your games is reacting to the verticality of the map. So I couldn't do anything in response. Like, even if Aatrox hadn't just died immediately, even if I saw it, it's not very likely that I could respond to that. So I'm trying to get an advantage in the top part of the map because they got an advantage in the bottom part of the map, if that makes sense. I know that there's 3 in mid and Nautilus in the bottom for some reason pushing on that tower. As a support, you almost never should be just by yourself doing stuff like that. Try to take advantage. Doing good. Mordekaiser are just ridiculous. Wonks me for a chunk of my health. But I do get some pressure that I wanted, and I'm hoping that off of that we get the mid here. So we're going to try to do more live game commentaries after this. They're a lot funner too, and honestly, I think it helps with my gameplay, because I play a lot of junglers that are just stupid aggressive or stupid in your face. Warwick, you run people down. Zac, you like jump on them from a million miles away. Cho'Gath, you run at people. Play Rammus and Olaf a little bit. I don't play anybody like even ranked because I'm not. That's a little bit more of a skill, and I play like noob junglers that are just run at people and push buttons and just win. So what happens from that is I run into places that I shouldn't be or situations that I shouldn't be, and make stupid plays. But if I'm kind of talking to myself and like thinking things through a lot more, I don't do that. So we're gonna try to do some live stuff, and maybe duo more, and just try to get to the next ranking. So this is gonna put us, I think, at like 36 or 37 LP. It's a win for Warwick as per usual. He's just my best jungler by far. We're gonna grab this mountain dragon and slowly but surely take over this game. By this point, the frustration from the last game is all but gone. I've put enough pressure and made enough successful plays. I've shut Eve down. I'm not afraid of her in the slightest at all. That feeling pretty good. Making the smart plays. I'm looking for the Baron, but I don't think it's a possibility right now. But Aatrox does want us to grab it. You know, I'm down with that. Like I said, I'm not afraid of even the slightest. Honestly, I don't think there's anybody. Maybe Mordekaiser could beat me at this point. I see that there's an altercation going on, so I'm trying to pop my W to get in there. My team doesn't really need me, and they just kill everyone. And we get 2 kills there. I'm trying to cascade that, chase the rest down. So grab a hold of Eve. I'm not sure. Yeah. We grab her here. So let's use your stopwatch, or maybe that's Zanya's. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna grab her and chomp her and do that. At this point, we've killed 3 of them, and the remaining ones is Lux and Caitlyn. And so I'm gonna go ahead and push on this tower, get this advantage, and try to get more. Now, if I remember this play right, I kind of so you can tell either way. Like, you can tell because you're doing bad, or you can make stupid plays because you're doing too good. And I kind of just walk right up to Nautilus like an idiot, and he kind of just whomps me with his big old ginormous anchor, and then I can't do anything, and then I get chain CC'd, and I get my whole team killed. So, a good jungler. I did good. And like a champ, nobody blames me for that. But that was definitely my fault. Just kind of walked up to him and cascaded. The team tried to save me, and it didn't work. And what are you gonna do? Stuff happens. I think we can still win this game. We just got too much pressure. And we're just gonna slowly and surely take over. Let's see. Yeah, 6 minutes. We should get this Baron and go for the win here. Just trying to be efficient in jungle route. I know that we've got this Baron, no problem. I can see people, they're basically huddling around their base, and Mordekaiser's the only one with the cojones to actually go in. I barely missed that ulti, so I'm trying to grab a hold of this Lux, and then Caitlyn shows up, and she can burst me down if Lux can hold me still. Just trying to zone them out, dodge all their skills. I forgot that Nautilus can hook scenery, so I was not expecting that. And if I almost, excuse me, I almost got out of that. My plan was to run up to one of those minions and Q through it to get a little bit extra distance away from Caitlyn. And I was clicking up, and the cannon minion caught a hold of me in its aggro and stopped. And if I had just Q'd and auto attack moved, I probably would have got through it, lived, and been able to go back in that fight. If she had continued to chase me, I would have ran away. But if she hadn't, I would have sat there and autoed the wave and healed up from that, and I would have come back into that fight with full health. I would have had my ulti, I believe. I have it now. I just used it in that fight. So we are gonna go take another dragon. We did get the Baron. Yeah, of course we did. But I think only 2 of us have it. So we're positioned for another big fight here. Just trying to wait. My goal in this fight is to jump on Caitlyn. She's the biggest threat to this team. She's going to hurt me if I don't do that. I kind of just want to get this dragon, but my team is looking to go in. So I sneak around there, I jump on her, and I juked myself. I didn't think I was holding the Q down. I didn't think she was going to jump away from me. So I kind of like lost sight of myself there and got myself killed. I think if I was prescient and like whatever, if I was aware of what was going on in that fight, because I had, excuse me, I had Blade of the Ruined King, I had my E that didn't pop. I don't think I even smited her with the red smite to reduce her damage to me, but we won that fight pretty handily. We've got Draven and Vel'Koz. They're both pretty disgustingly powerful, so this Infernal is ours for the taking. And winning team fights, so that's what we need. And we've got pressure in mid. So in relation to the beginning of the game, I mean, we have this pretty handedly in the bag, and games can turn like that pretty fast. It just depends on how you play it, and you wait for your opportunities. So we're waiting everybody to get on the field again, and just looking for plays. We see Lux in bot lane. She's one of the few. Now there's somebody in this bush. I was looking for another play like that with Vel'Koz. I pinged it out. He didn't notice, and then I ran into Caitlyn, and I didn't know who was in the bush. It probably was Nautilus, so I didn't want to jump on him without backup, because Caitlyn can still decimate me pretty hard. She just needs somebody to stop me from killing her before she can auto me to death. So just trying to be efficient, staying kind of near my team, watching the mid lane pretty heavily, waiting for them to make a play. As I said, Eve not very strong, and her being invisible is just it's useful because I don't have to look at her and be distracted by her. So trying to put pressure on the top. Just kind of split pushing. I'm ready to run in for my team, and I make the decision here. I'm just waiting to see what happens. and we don't do too bad. So while they're fighting, I'm trying to take this. I'm really strong, so my plan was to just sacrifice my team to get this tower and inhib, but they did well, and I almost got Mordekaiser. He just dodged the right way, so. But my team is doing good. Chase the Caitlyn down, kill her. I'm gonna go kill the Eve. Awesome timing on that, and this Mordekaiser. This is disgusting. So, but I believe that this is the game right here. Feeling pretty good about that. Kind of pulling yourself out of the hole there as far as tilting and getting frustrated. You just got to think about it in completely non-emotional terms. You make the good plays. It's kind of like a game of chess or something like that. And you can't get caught up in, mistakes or anything like that. So, but that's the video. Thanks for watching.